Right now, by the way, I have it pegged. I am at 34 miles per hour. Deal with that, Elon Musk.
You know, we call it the Echo 3.
Next stop, Buffalo Bill's grave, and we're using a lot of power too. I mean, I am now wattage-wise off the grid.
All right, I'm gonna pass up bicyclists. What's up?
Unless you guys have been living under a rock, you'll know that Tesla is changing the way that cars are powered by introducing electric cars, which is great, except there's a problem. They're expensive. So what if you want an electric vehicle but don't have $87,000? So Nathan, what do?
You get yourself an Echo 3, which costs less than a tenth of that Tesla. And it's perfect for the urban cycle because it can hold more than 2 people. It's comfortable, it has a windshield wiper, it has a stereo system, and for me, tons of space. Look how much the seat moves.
Hey Nathan, I'm gonna go ahead of you and you pass me, okay?
Now Nathan, if I'm doing my math right, the Tesla is $87,000, and how much is the Echo 3?
Around 7,000.
So are you up for a little bit of a challenge?
Always.
All right, let's see how effective and efficient the Echo 3 is by taking it someplace cool. And I've got a great idea. Buffalo Bill's grave. It's about 20 miles from here in Golden, Colorado, and we're in downtown Denver.
Sounds like quite a challenge, and I'm guessing that I take that?
Yep, you take that one because
I'm the largest person at TFL. Perfect.
now, of course, you've got about 35 miles of range, but at the very end, we have to go up a steep hill to get to Buffalo Bill's grave, right?
Yeah, so what happens if I run out of juice?
I've got you covered, my man. Let me show you. As you guys know, as part of this Tesla Adventure X series, we're proving that a Tesla can work like a pickup truck. So I have brought our green trailer in case Nathan runs out of juice. So we'll have an electric car towing an electric car. I got a feeling that my ride to Golden is going to be a little bit more comfortable. Now, of course, the Echo 3 can't go on highways, so we're going to be doing this all via back streets, which is going to make for a very interesting drive. You ready, Nathan?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so I've got 209 miles of range left. And how much you got?
I'm 35-ish, I think.
So you're fully charged up.
Yeah, I think I'm fully charged and good to go.
All right, so why don't you go first, because you know, you're going to be limited by speed, and I will follow you in case you know, something goes wrong. And if we both run out of juice, then we have to call Andre with the Hummer.
The most ecologically sound vehicle we have in our fleet is going to come and pick us up. Yeah, we'll be fine. Drive. And vaya con Dios. Right now, I can tell you I got a way better turning circle than Roman.
Nathan, I can't go that way.
Oh.
With the trailer, I can't go that way, dude.
It's not my fault you have a terrible turning circle. I'm already winning.
The reason we're doing this is to see if electric vehicles are ready for prime time. So Nathan, of course, is driving a much more urban electric vehicle, and I'm driving one that is a little bit more cooked. Of course, it's also $80,000 more expensive. And so I'm a little curious to see, you know, what kind of range I'll get towing this 2,000-pound trailer.
Tell we're in downtown Denver. Can you hear that? Yeah, it's a drum beat. Actually, the drummer sounds pretty good.
Of course, the other reason I'm doing this is because I want to run a little interference behind Nathan. His top speed is 35 miles an hour, and we will be on roads where it's a little bit faster than that.
Hey, how's it going?
You think you've lost 5 miles of range already?
I think so.
I think you're not going to get to Golden, dude.
You know, these aren't regenerative brakes. That's part of the problem right there. Yeah, see ya.
Hey Tommy, this is, look, we're using almost 900. and we're not even gonna make it to the next supercharger, dude.
Yeah, we just got back out to the Interstate 80, going to Rollins, and at this consumption, I mean, we're pretty much not going to make it.
You guys have decided that electrification, right?
Yep.
Is the way to go in urban cities and
We
small
do.
towns.
Absolutely.
And you've kind of worked your way up to the latest version of your. Is it fair to call it an electric tuk-tuk? What would you call it?
You know, we call it the Echo 3.
Okay, the Echo 3.
Yeah, it's an efficient electric vehicle that is great for urban settings, and it's really all you need.
All right, then this is the first one that you brought in. So tell me about this guy.
It really is a tuk-tuk.
Yep.
We're using this to really test some new motors, test some batteries. We're playing around with a little bit of solar, and kind of was beating this thing up for a year or two.
Yeah, tell me, how did you come to the idea to import these? Where did that come from, and why do you think that people are ready to be driving around, you know, little mobility vehicles that are electric?
You know, I just really seeing the rest of the world and where they're going.
Yeah.
Smaller vehicles really is maybe the way of the future. I mean, they really are efficient, sustainable, not a lot of parts that are going to break, so it makes sense for the average commuter.
Is this something you see a lot of if you go to, say, Asia? I mean, are these things running around everywhere?
Well, especially this model, you'll see this thing everywhere,
Really?
bouncing around.
Well, let's go to the next one that you brought in. So now we're kind of moving up in time. So another four-door. This looks like a much more modern version of that one, right? You've got a little bit more aerodynamics going on.
It is.
It's a little bit stylish. So tell me about this guy.
It is. Well, we started looking at different, I guess, body style options. Did a focus group. This one was pretty popular, so we chose this design, and then started bringing in different suppliers to make it street legal in the U.S.
So you went from this one. I noticed you have solar panels on it. Were you testing to see if actually solar panels can charge the battery?
We were testing,
Yeah.
and you know, the first one that we had that was a little bit more efficient, it almost looked like airplane wings. It had to be so large. There's a little bit more low profile, looks good, but it's just not all that effective.
Let's go to the latest one. So now we're moving through time. And now we're coming up to the one that your guys are getting ready to launch, the Echo 3.
The Echo 3, yes.
So tell me about the Echo 3. What makes this one special? So this old one?
Yes, we got the old one. We've got the new one.
Yeah.
We're able to use smaller battery packs. These are 58 amp. It's 72 volt, 3,500 watt motor.
Okay.
And we've got a lighter frame where this is all metal, and we went with plastic panels.
So you get better range?
Yes, so it's quite a bit lighter. We definitely increased the shock absorbers. The other one's a little bumpy.
Yeah.
We decided not to go with solar, although it seems like everyone loved the idea.
Yeah.
We skipped at this point, but definitely increased the style, in my opinion, of the interior.
And you went with a coupe.
Yes.
I went with a 2-door instead of a 4-door.
Yeah, we did.
So talk to me about the power. What are the batteries? What kind of batteries does it run?
We got 6 58 amp batteries.
Okay.
And
are those the kind you would put like under a car, or are they just regular?
Yeah, they're just regular 12 volt batteries.
Okay.
They're a little bit smaller, maybe a little closer to a motorcycle battery.
So 6 basically motorcycle batteries.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And what's the range? What's the expected range?
This range on this current battery package is about 35 miles on the track.
Okay.
And depending on how you guys drive it today,
Yep.
you might be able to make it.
If I wanted to go and do a top speed run, what's my top speed?
Top speed? Well, it depends. Right now we've got them governed at 35 miles an hour.
So you're not burning too much power.
So to be legal, at least here in the state of Colorado, we got to be at 35.
And tell me how you title it, and do you need a specific license for it? Is it like a scooter? What's it like?
Yeah, so no motorcycle license.
Right.
It's just like a moped, low powered scooter.
Okay.
So registration here in the state of Colorado is $5 for 3 years, and insurance is cheaper than a typical moped.
Cheaper than chips.
Yeah.
And how much does all this cost? How much are you going to be selling these for?
You know, just under 7,000.
So if people are interested, what's your website where they can go check it out?
Echo3.energy.
All right. And so how about heater, air conditioner, horn, all that? What do you have and what don't you have? I see you have electric windows. That's pretty cool.
We got electric windows.
Yeah.
We've got a horn.
Okay.
Heaters in development.
Okay.
We should have that next month.
Okay, good.
Air conditioning. Love to have it today, but
Also in development?
yeah, should have that next month.
The roll down kind.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Hey Nathan, what are the driving dynamics like in that thing?
Like driving a big scooter. It's not too bad on these back streets at all, actually. It's
Another comfortable ride. You have to use both brakes.
when stopping, or else you're in trouble.
Looks like you're a little wobbly. You know, 3 wheels are always a little sketchy, dude. Do you feel like it's at all wobbly?
Yeah, it's a little wobbly when I push hard around the corner, that's for sure.
This is made for below 35 miles per hour around corners. That's for darn sure. Horn here. Woo! That is a loud horn. It sounds louder inside than probably outside. So let's talk about the features. I have a Bluetooth stereo system, which is awesome. I'm not going to use it because I don't want to suck up the juice in this vehicle. I don't think there's a dedicated power supply just for entertainment. So I also have a windshield wiper, and I have high beams and low beams. It's running its driving lights right now. Obviously, turn signals. This is a street legal vehicle. And let's see what else. Oh, I've got a backup camera too. So those are all really cool things, and they are very helpful in a vehicle that is an interesting cross between a car and a moped.
How's the air conditioning working?
It is absolutely awesome. This is smell-o-vision air conditioning, so I can smell the donuts next to me, and I believe the Vietnamese restaurant next to it.
You know, this cold air coming in here is keeping those smells out of here. So I'm sorry I'm not getting that hot wafting smell of donuts and Vietnamese on a, what's the temperature out there? Oh, on a 77-degree day.
Say what you will, I'm living the life right now. I am immersed in the experience.
You are the biggest Chinese tuk-tuk driver in Denver right now.
Right now, by the way, I have it pegged. I am at 34 miles per hour. Deal with that, Elon Musk.
Yeah, I think this thing only does 155. I wish I could only do 35.
I am way more environmentally sound than you right now, so come on.
Nathan's like an old dude in Florida making the perpetual right-hand turn.
So the turn signals do not have anything that's audio for you to hear. There's no clicking, so you have to remember to shut it back off.
Obviously, if you're driving, riding a motorcycle, you're probably a little bit more familiar with non-self-canceling turn signals. Makes it a little easier. But if you're in a car, they cancel by themselves. The Echo 3, apparently not so much.
A note to whoever decides to drive one of these things. First of all, it's fun. It can get a little hairy around the city. The hardest part is actually multitasking while you drive, which you shouldn't be doing anyway, right? So little things like talking on your phone.
You've got your turn signal on, just so you know.
Part 1 done. Time to refuel the Nathan tank. It's fun. I'm actually having a really good time.
Does that complete your order?
Hey Zach, how's it going, dude?
Good. How's it going with you?
Oh, great. We made it to Golden. It was a fun trip. And we're here, but we're about to climb the mountain, but we're trying to figure out, how do you know how much range you have left? Because I'm looking at the battery, and the battery says it's full, but, you know, we've gone like 15 miles now, so it's probably not full.
So, yeah, it's not like a Tesla where it's going to give you, like, this is how many more miles you have left.
Right.
When you have power, the battery health is just that bar. So the green, it has the voltage on the bottom. So, really, when you get 2 red bars left, then you're kind of in limp mode, and you're gonna run out at some point.
So right now what it's telling me is it's completely green, and it says 74.7 volts, but that just means it's sitting here, right? It doesn't mean when you start accelerating, it'll drop down.
It'll drop down, yeah, and that'll give you a more accurate idea of what's in the battery.
If you look over there, you see those antennas? Yeah, that's Buffalo Bill's grave up there.
That's a couple thousand feet.
Yeah, that's over. I think the Google Maps says it's like 2,500 feet from here to there, straight up.
Okay. Pucker time. This is where the magic happens. 1,000 kilowatt power? No, I don't. Small, but it's larger than your average electric scooter power plant. And that's good. And you know what? Getting off the line, this thing does move.
How about now that you've gone 15 miles?
It's a little slower.
Yeah.
A little bit. Little bit by little bit, we are starting to climb. Oh, this vehicle is beginning to tell me that it's not very happy about climbing. I am full throttle.
You are doing 18 miles an hour, barely.
Yeah, but it's such a nice day.
Anything red yet?
Only emotionally. Now on it says I'm burning at 66.5 volts. Oh, that really did not feel good. Full bladder. I didn't know it was full until I went over that bump.
Right, from here on that's the entrance, as you can tell. Entrance to Denver Mountain Parks. It's pretty much straight up the mountain now. Next stop, Buffalo Bill's grave, and we're using a lot of power too. I mean, I am now wattage-wise off the grid.
Whoa! Ooh, that was no bueno. Lost a lot of momentum in that turn. It's doing it. I'm sure the electric motor is thinking, wow, there's a really large guy inside here making my life miserable. You know what's really cool is that you think about vehicles like this negotiating really narrow alleyways in massive cities, you know, Beijing and whatnot. Vehicles like this would do really well because you only need to, you know, bring a milk crate and, you know, one of your kids. All right, I'm gonna pass a bicyclist. What's up? All right. That's right, pal. Going around you. What? Just took down a Olympic bicyclist.
My range has now dropped from about 100 miles to 74, going straight up the mountain.
Still maintaining 18 miles per hour. We're getting up there, man. We're doing it. Okay, that turn was really tight. Oh, sorry, hairpin turn. I was hoping to take it at speed so I wouldn't lose much momentum. Because at this point, if I stop, I have a feeling I'm not going to get going very well.
So that's what we've done right there. We've got 2.8 miles to go. It's all uphill basically until we get to Buffalo Bill's grave and the top of Lookout Mountain.
Okay. Pucker time. Still doing it. It's not very happy. Now, one attribute to driving an electric vehicle is, of course, altitude doesn't affect it. However, going up hills does.
I just don't see that thing making it up to the top. It's a really good effort, though. I mean, I'm really impressed that we made it this far with such a little basic electric vehicle. I mean, going up a mountain, it's hard to express just how much power that uses. He's pulling over. I think that's it.
And I think that's good enough.
Yeah, so what's going on?
Showing 3 red bars. I'm just going super slow.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm cool with continuing a little bit further, but I'm also keeping in mind a safe place to pull over.
Yeah, I think it's too slow for traffic.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. So
I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed.
It's made it. We're only about 2 miles away, I think.
Oh, less than that. We're like 1.5 miles away.
You want me to keep going? You might be able to make it smart.
Yeah, I think we're done. I don't want to take those batteries all the way to empty.
Right.
Because it's bad for them. It's not our vehicle.
Yeah, okay.
And I got to tell you, I'm impressed at how far you got. And I want to have a little bit of power so you can pull up on the trailer. What we can do is we can put up on the trailer and then take the Tesla all the way up.
Okay.
Check out the view. Yeah, I mean, this is like someplace in Switzerland, right?
Yeah,
These
it
little
is super, super tight.
And steep.
And super, super steep. The thing is, with both these vehicles, altitude doesn't affect them, but you know what does affect them? A steep grade.
Yeah, I'm projected to only have 39 miles of range. Hopefully I'll recoup some of that going.
Hopefully. It's either that or we're going to be on the back of a trailer being towed by a Hummer.
Yeah, we're going to have to get Andre to call us if we're going to. But, you know, I think in general we did this to kind of test to see how electric car. You know what? Let's do it when we get to the top. Let's close this up with the view as opposed to sitting in a car.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Quite the view. Come on with me, let me show you. That biggest building down there, that is of course your favorite beer, Nathan, right? Coors, or is that your not favorite beer? That's not your
That's not
favorite.
Budweiser?
No, that's Coors, dude.
Yeah, Coors is all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coors is all right. You guys probably have had it. So here we are, you know, I mean, I gotta tell you, you know, we've got 2 electric cars and they did okay. Are electric cars ready for prime time?
In the right place, yes,
All right.
they are. And in many cities throughout the world, they've been used constantly for years. So this is nothing new. It's a question of, are they for prime time in the United States?
Yeah, you know, I mean, as a tow vehicle, I think the Model X did really well. As a commuter, I think the little guy did really well too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on one of these when they put lithium-ion batteries in it and supercharge it, make it really fast.
All right, dudes. Well, thanks for watching another episode in our Tesla Adventure X series. As always, this is Roman
And Nathan.
saying thanks for watching and thanks for being a good guy. You know, I just did this to get a big guy in a small.
Yeah, it's always funny to have me, you know, clown around in the car. But I like small cars, so what can I say? And it was a lot of fun.
Let us know in the comments below what you think. Are electric cars ready for prime time? Now we just got to regen some power, get back to Denver, and then get back to Boulder. Let's see if we can do that. I bet you we can.
I hope so.